How's everybody doing? Welcome back to my channel in a brand new video. Hope you guys are having a good day, good night, staying warm out there. It's pretty cold. But you know what kind of caught fire overnight is this tweet that I made. So last night I tweeted this in response to this tweet by the user of Zayon Devil. So Zayon Devil said this: the main man was speaking the truth here, and posted a clip. So let's see what truth main man is talking about, and then we'll go ahead and touch base on this tweet, and we'll talk about why I said what I said. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let's hit play.
Isn't this the developer's fault more than his? No. You can take that excuse and shove it up your fucking asshole.
Dang.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Strong words.
For the next battle.
So tired of hearing that. When I play this game in ranked and everyone's abusing cheese, and when I play Dead by Daylight, everyone's abusing cheese. You are the problem. The devs are 50%, but the other 50% is you low self-esteem losers who choose to abuse the dumbest shit. I blame you as well. You choose to do that. Fuck you.
Holy moly, dude. Emotions running high, dude, by the main man Sweden. And in fact, if you check the replies of the tweet that I made, I definitely made a little bit of some people a little bit angry, you know, emotions running high, like I said, a little bit of emotional people in the replies. But all right, let's go ahead and talk about the video. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. So main man Sweden is basically saying that he's putting the blame on the developers of Tekken 8. 50% blame on them, but then the other 50% is on the players, according to him, for abusing cheese that is in Tekken 8. Now, one thing I want to say just immediately, I believe that he's wrong there, because Tekken 8 was developed with a specific vision in mind, that being aggression. We all know what Tekken 8 is when it comes to gameplay. It's no secret. It's an aggressive game. People like it, people hate it, whatever, we know. Okay, so Tekken 8 was built with that in mind, right? And because it was designed with aggression in mind, the developers put in specific moves, tactics, cheese, if you want to call it that. They put this in the game to fit the narrative of the game that they were going for. So what you have here are tools that were put into the game, and players are using those tools to win in a competitive fighting game, because that's really what this is all about. Tekken 8 is a competitive game. It's a competitive arena, and people play this to win. Okay? So I am confused as to why he is blaming the players for playing the way that Tekken 8 was essentially designed for. You know what I'm saying? If he's gonna blame anybody, he should just blame the developers 100%. You know, he's hating the players. Seems like he's hating the players more than the game at this point. Put the blame on the developers for how Tekken 8 turned out. Because, let's be real, think about it. Everybody has access to the same tools in this game. Are some characters stronger than others? Yes. However, every character in Tekken 8 has specific flowcharts, abusive tactics, cheese, that can be done over and over again, can be abused to get you the win, right? There is no honest character in Tekken 8. Let's just put it straight up. There is no honest character in Tekken 8. In fact, there is no honor in Tekken 8. So if main man Sweden or anybody else is trying to play Tekken 8 in an honest way with honor, let's call it that. If people are trying to play Tekken 8 with honor, they are basically just putting a handicap on themselves. They really are. It's like they're tying the hands behind their back, because if you're trying to play this game with honor, you're gonna lose. So essentially, main man Sweden here is mad at the cheese that his opponents are doing. He has access to those same tools with any character that he plays. In fact, as I look at this screenshot here of the video, what do you guys notice, right? What do you guys notice? Because I noticed something immediately. He is playing on the right side. He's playing as Armor King. I realize the clip has nothing to do with Kazuya, and I'll touch on that later. He's playing as Armor King on the player 2 side. In fact, whenever I have seen him play, he's always on 2-player side. Now, why is that? Well, it's because Mishima's, anybody who has a Wave Dash, Electric, Hell Sweep, if you play on the player 2 side, you have an advantage because the inputs are easier on player 2 side than player 1. And that's just a fact. It's definitely easier. That's why many Mishima players play on the player 2 side. So what you have here is the main man, Sweden. He is choosing to play on player 2 side by utilizing a feature that was added to Tekken 8. Because, you know, you could pick left or right. So he chooses to play on the right side. Therefore, what he's done is that he has given himself a competitive edge because that's the side he's most comfortable on. And the reason why I say this is because here, next time you play ranked or anything, and if you run into a Mishima player, test them out. Try to throw them to the left side, throw them to your other side, and watch how fast their gameplay goes downhill. I've done that, and the difference is really noticeable. Like it's immediate. It's crazy how immediate the drop down in their gameplay is, and that's because 9 times out of 10, every Mishima you play in online mode, they're playing on the P2 side, 2P side, right? So if you throw them to the left side, suddenly they don't know how to move as well as they do on the other side, and they're desperate to throw you back and change positions to where they're more comfortable on the player 2 side, right? That's definitely what I've noticed when I've played online. So as I said, you know, MANGA Sweden is playing on the player 2 side, therefore giving himself an advantage. You know, that's just something that I noticed. Kind of thought it was a little bit interesting there. But like I said, Tekken 8, everybody is strong in this game. Everybody has cheese that can be abused, and it really is up to the opponent to essentially adapt in whatever way they can. Even if you have to mash on negative and try to escape in some way, no matter what, it's essentially up to the opponent to adapt in that situation, because every character has cheese that they can abuse, and if it keeps working and working, the opponent is just going to keep doing it, especially if they're in a ranked match, because it is a competitive environment. Now, let's go ahead and touch on this part real quick. I said he's done irreparable damage by making people believe that unless you play a Mishima, you're not playing real Tekken. And not to mention that Kazi isn't an honest character, has cheese in Tekken 8, like dang, calm down, senior citizen. Now, the reason why I said that is because MANGA has been on YouTube for a long time, like a decade plus at this point. I'm pretty sure he's the biggest Tekken content creator at this point. I think at some point it was Eris, but then, you know, Eris is doing his own thing, don't play fighting games that much, or at all at this point, so whatever the heck. But MANGA has been consistent throughout the many years he's been on YouTube, and he's been pretty successful, so, you know, good job for that. And I really do mean that, you know, that's a lot of effort went into that, so that's good. However, during that time, he's gathered a very loyal following of people who essentially take his words as the messiah. Like, they really do look at MANGA as the messiah of Tekken gaming because of how much of popularity he has. And one of his consistent takes throughout the many years he's been online is that unless you play a Mishima, you're not playing real Tekken. So people who follow him throughout the many years have bought into this mindset that if they play a Mishima, but their opponent is playing somebody like Lily, Ling Xiaoyu, Lei Wulong, Yoshimitsu, then that's a gimmicky character. It's not an honest character. It's not real Tekken. And if they lose to that character, it's because they just ran their gimmicks. And oh, here I am playing a solid, true, honest character like Kazuya. And the only reason why I lost is because that character isn't honest. Essentially what I'm trying to say is that throughout the years there has been such cases where he has been very vocal about this opinion that to him specific characters are nothing but cheese and only Mishimas are true, real, complete Tekken, and essentially they can do no wrong. That's been something that he's been vocal about throughout the years, and like I said, people have bought into that to the point where a lot of his following truly does believe that. So that's what I mean by he's done irreparable damage, because with how big of a creator he is, he's gathered all these people, like I said, and the opinions, they can't be swayed at this point. That's really what I meant. But yeah, and then like I said, this tweet kind of took off. Like I said, you know, I'm still getting notifications as of right now, and it's a whole nother night. But yeah, I mean, if you want to go ahead and look into this tweet, read the replies, you could go ahead and do that. There's a lot. I'm not going to go through them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of going here. This guy's funny. I don't know if you could see. He says, thank you for giving me reasons to unsub you. The main man is right. Dang, dude, I lost one. Holy moly, dude. There goes a sub. Oh no. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I meant about this. Purely talking about gameplay and, you know, gameplay discussion. That's all we're talking about here. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to add. I can't think of anything else at the moment. I think I pretty much said what I wanted to say. But yeah, I mean, if he's gonna blame anybody, if anybody's gonna blame anybody, blame the developers, because all we're just playing the game. And if we find a specific strat to win, I mean, it's just going to be used. So if anybody is to blame the developers. You're kind of barking up the wrong tree, as they say. You know, you're not going after the right people. And I think a lot of this is pretty much salt, you know, getting to him. But like I said, if anybody is at fault, blame the developers, because the people playing the game are just playing the game the way it was designed. And if what they're doing works, then it works. And if you are placing a handicap on yourself willingly by not choosing to play the way the game was intended to, then I don't know what to tell you at that point. It's just on you, no matter who you are. But yeah, strictly speaking gameplay, that's all I got to say about this whole interaction. But let me know what you guys think. Other than that, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's more controversy. Tekken 8 has been very split the community for sure, definitely. But now we wait for Miyari's to come out on Monday, and at the end, eventually season 3, and see what happens. But other than that, I hope you guys have a good day, have a good night wherever you are. Stay safe out there, take care, let me know what you think. Other than that, I hope you guys yeah, have a good one, and we'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Bye-bye.